Hey, this is Ferdinand the Cardboard Stacker, and welcome to Learn in a Turn, a video series where I'll teach you the game as it plays in a turn, or two or three, or however it takes for you to become familiar and comfortable with the rules. Keep the Heroes Out is today's featured game, and is from my good friend Brueh, both the artist and designer of the game. And now let's delve in a little deeper in this cooperative dungeon defender. You can say Keep the Heroes Out is a dungeon defender game where the rules are reversed. You control one of the monster clans who's trying to ward off these pesky heroes. You do this by defeating heroes, craft weapons and potions, and recruiting beasts to guard all your treasure. The way to win the game is to survive wave after wave of heroes, but you ultimately lose if the highest valued treasure is looted. When you're going to begin a game of Keep the Heroes Out, you first need to pick out a scenario. Since you're learning the game, we'll go off with the first one, which is Cauldron. Just follow the setup of the map and place the treasures and other tokens laid out for this scenario. An event token is placed on the bottom room here. For this particular scenario, you should deliver frogs to the witches' huts to avoid a bad effect. And do carefully follow the setup. You don't want any doors leading to a wall. Next, go ahead and place out the rest of the components. Shuffle and create the general store with 5 cards up. Shuffle all the hero cards and the 2 witch cards from this scenario into a deck called the Guild deck. You can be the dragon, and I'll be the skeletons. Here's a quick glance about your monster clan. Your clan card will tell you your ability. Your dragon can heal, the number of meeples you have, the health of each meeple, the number of cards in your starting monster deck, and where you start and how many meeples. If there are multiple rooms where your monster can start, you can divide them up however you like. Since I'm controlling the skeletons, I'll place one on the top right room with the Mystic Eye and the other room below it with the Mystic Eye with 2 of my meeples. Your single dragon meeple will start in the treasure room, which has the jewel symbol. Next, collect your monster clan's deck of cards. Both the skeleton and dragon have 10. Shuffle them and draw 5 cards for the opening hand. Now let's begin the game. For turn 1, you'll go first since you're the player with the fewest meeples. None of the heroes have arrived yet, so let's start preparing before they come. First, let's go ahead and play this card. Played cards go in front of you. With this card, we can do 2 range actions or an activate action. There aren't any monsters here right now, so let's do the activate action. When using this white glove symbol, you can take one action of the room's ability where one of your meeples are in, or your monster clan special ability, or do a special action like open this portal. So you'll go ahead and activate this room's ability, which is to produce 1 coin token from the supply. If you're able to take the coin to this top room, you can use an action to exchange and gain a new card. Now you'll play another card. For this card, each boot represents 1 movement to an adjacent room. Let's move 1 to the right and 1 up. And while moving, each meeple can carry 1 item. So let's play another card and let's activate the room to produce a frog token. This frog token can be exchanged in the bottom room to craft a new item, and for this scenario we need it to make the witch happy. You'll move again with this card, but you can only take 1 item with you, so you continue through to reach the blacksmith room and taking the coin with you. We're finally here, but we don't have a card that can activate an action. There's a free special action you can do once on each of your turns by using the prison. At any time on your turn, and regardless where your meeples are, you can draw a card and place that hero directly into the prison. If it's an archer, warrior, or thief, place their token on the prison on its exhausted side. Then you get to draw 3 more cards from your deck. However, if it's a mage, place their hero token on their active side in the room, and any hero in the prison is flipped back up to its active side and are freed. So doing this action allows you to go through the hero deck more quickly, but you might get a stroke of bad luck that might overwhelm your dungeon. Let's do one more action and play this card, and let's craft an item. This card, the coin from the room, and you can choose a blacksmith item. Any card with a hammer symbol in the store. So you get this battle axe and place it in your discard pile. You don't have to play all the cards in your hand and must keep the remaining cards to use later. You can't, however, discard them unless you play them. At the end of each player's turn, discard any played cards and then draw back up to 5 cards. Now your turn is over. Before the next player's turn, there's a hero invasion. Uh-oh, here comes the heroes. Depending on the difficulty of your game and the current level, a number of heroes will be drawn. The current level is 1 since we're beginning the game. When the hero deck runs out, it is reshuffled and the level goes up, which may mean more cards being drawn. Once you get through all the levels and the level 4 treasure chest is not looted, you win the game. We're playing a medium difficulty game and it's level 1 since it's still the beginning of the game, so 1 guild card is drawn. It's an archer with a crossbone symbol. So 1 archer will be placed in each room with a crossbone symbol. 1 on the sewers and 1 on the pet trainer room. Then each of the summoned heroes will be resolved, 1 at a time by player's choice. First, because the archer was summoned this turn, it will do its special ability. The archer will now do a range attack to the monster that is closest to the treasure room. Range attacks hits monsters from 1 room away, and since my skeleton is in that room, it receives 1 damage. That's enough to defeat and remove it from the board. Then the archer does either a melee, loot, or wait action. There are no monsters, but there's a treasure. However, there isn't enough heroes to open this treasure, so the hero waits and flips over its exhausted side. This hero is done, so any hero still active will begin this process again. This means we will activate the other archer. The archer was summoned this turn, so it will use its special ability. Luckily, there are no monsters adjacent. Now, this archer will wait since there are no open treasure chests and flips over. There are no more active heroes, so the turn goes to the next player. Now, I'm the player up. First, let me play this card. First I move, then I use my Monster Clan special ability which places a bone in the room where one of my meeples are in, so I'll use the one in the pet trainer room. Now I play this card. I'll make the melee attack action in this room with the archer hero. Each hero only has 1 health, so I'll deal 1 damage and remove it. And since I played this card, when I make my attack, I get to put down 1 of my available meeples in place of the defeated hero. I would now like to get a card. I think my skeletons need more movement, but I don't see any in the general store for a monster craft card. So what I can do is discard a card to refresh the store, discard all of them and draw out 5 new ones. Oh goody! For my 3rd card, I'll play this card. And I first do the activate action to spend this bone in the pet trainer room and gain this card. And I place it in my discard pile. I have 1 more card and I'm going to use it and produce a bone from the supply onto this same room. I have no more cards in my hand, so I'm going to reveal a hero. It's a thief, so they go to prison and I get 3 cards. I play one more card and produce another bone. I'm not going to play any more cards, so I'll draw back up to 5, and it's time for another hero invasion. Let's start by drawing a card. It's a warrior, so 1 is placed in each crossbone area. So now each resolves 1 at a time. Let's do the one on the left first. It has been summoned this turn, so it does its special ability and removes 2 resources in the room. Oh well, there goes my bone tokens. Okay, now they're going to attack normally and attack one of my skeletons that is already there. It deals 1 damage to my skeleton, which means it is destroyed. That warrior is now flipped. Now it's time to activate the other warrior. They were also summoned this turn, so they will use their special ability and the frog token is destroyed. Since this warrior was summoned in the room with an exhausted hero, any and all heroes flip, making them active again. Now there are 2 heroes here in the room with a 2 treasure chests, and it gets looted. When a treasure gets looted, it is flipped and removed from the board. That treasure may have an effect, like reactivating all the heroes in the same room, removing a resource, but in this case, it's a curse that causes all players to discard a card from their hand. With that treasure being looted, those heroes are then flipped and are exhausted. All heroes are now exhausted, so it's time to move back to your turn. It's your turn and you only have 4 cards to play, so let's see if you can take out those heroes. Let's play this card and move to the room to the right. Then let's play this card, and this has 2 range attack that takes out both the warrior and the archer. Well, that clears the room, so let's play another card and move down 2 rooms to the tinker. Let's play 1 more card and use this room's action, which makes a trap token. With this trap token, it will defeat a hero when it comes into the same room as it, and then it gets discarded. Like a resource, it can also be carried out into different rooms. However, a thief can destroy it when summoned in the same room with a trap. There are no more cards to play. Now I'm pretty sure the next card could have a chance of being a mage. So let's not do the prison action. Well, if you insist. And it's a mage. So now we're in trouble. When a mage is summoned to the prison, its token is placed there on its active side, and then all exhausted heroes will flip to their active side. And now they immediately take over. There's a treasure here and 2 heroes looted. Let's have the rogue and the warrior take it. Let's reveal it, and with a streak of bad luck, the effect reactivates all the heroes in this room. With this treasure open, these 3 move onto the witch's room. Each hero moves and waits since there is a treasure there. Anytime a hero moves into a room with exhausted heroes, they charge, flipping any exhausted heroes there. There are now enough active heroes to loot the treasure. This treasure's effect is to draw a new hero in the prison. Let's flip that hero card, and it's a warrior. But that's okay because they come in exhausted. Even after all that, at least you still get to draw 3 more cards. Let's now open that portal with a card. And we forgot to do something. You can't cross this portal. We should have activated the other one on the other side, so you have to take the long way. Both portals must be active in order to cross it. My skeletons are close over there, so don't waste your cards. But what we can do is burn 2 heroes with this card. Ha! It's the end of your turn, so discard your played cards and draw back up to 5 cards. Moving on to the hero invasion, let's draw a guild card. Instead of getting a hero, it's a scenario card which is specific to the current scenario. The witch wants a frog, but since you don't have any in her room, she forces the players to each discard a card. At this point, there aren't any heroes to activate, and so the turn ends. And it looks like we are out of turns, at least for this video. With that being said, you now have enough info to start playing a game. Remember, the way to win is to survive through the final level and hopefully keeping those meddling heroes away from the number 4 treasure chest. And here are a few reminders when playing your first game. The activate action produces resources in a room that does. While there can be any number of items in a room, each monster can carry up to 1 resource when moving. If you don't like the cards in the general store, discard a card to refresh with a new set of cards. The present action is a great way to get more cards and helps enduring through the hero deck. Be careful because a drawn mage can cause some havoc. And here are some additional important rules. Some cards will have a card symbol with a plus icon, which means you draw a card from your deck. Adversely, the minus symbol means to discard a card from your hand. Anytime you need to draw cards and your deck is out, you can simply take your discard pile and shuffle it to form a new deck. This swarm symbol means you can do the following action to all your meeples in one room. If you hold a shield card in your hand, you can discard it to prevent a wound affecting your monster. The reinforce ability lets you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and adds any with the depicted symbol to your hand. And this effect means to place one of your meeples in this type of room. This concludes Learn in a Turn featuring Keep the Heroes Out. For more information about this game, please visit www.luisblueh.com. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm Ferdinand the Cardboard Stacker, and I'm here to remind you to keep on stacking games.